Hi everybody, welcome back to our YouTube channel. And today I would like to just start a series of me just saying creepy things, just explaining creepy pastas or other things. And for the first episode, I feel like I want to do something that almost everyone's at least seen once, and those are like creepy figures at the corner of your eye, but like when you look at it, they're not there. So let's just start. I'm just gonna draw it every single time I do it. I'm just gonna draw the thing I'm talking about. So let's start. So what I wanna just start is just by explaining it. So this has been seen by a lot of people, like my friends, they just randomly start talking about it. But if you don't know what these are, they're like creepy shadows at the corner of your eye, and usually they're not like human-like figures. They're like almost like in kind of like the rake and like a dog-like figure that's like outstretched, like its limbs and everything. Just overall creepy and unsettling. And I have like two creepy pastas about this, where like the shadow just comes and like jumps at the person, but not all of them are like that. So I just want to get into that first, because that's just mainly what I want to do. So let's start off. So the first name of the creepypasta is actually called The Shadow. That's just it. It's just The Shadow. And it actually starts off by like this guy, and he just got this new job. He's in like his mid-30s, and at his job every day he like at the corner of his eye he sees a female like shadow with like curly like hair and like tall legs, and every time he looks at the corner of his eye, there's nothing. There's just like nothing. It's just a plain wall. And he is working at like a receptionist job at a hospital, and it's just odd for him to just see stuff like that, because you don't always just see this stuff. And like one day, this like creature, he looked at this corner of his eye, and the woman was actually like standing there, but people could just see that he just explained it as it was just staring at him. That's like really unsettling, but he explained that he was like really terrified, so he just ran out of the building. He just forgot about everything, like his job and everything. He just ran out the building because of how unsettling it was. And he says that the woman's eyes were just dark black, just staring right at him. And he just says that he got like a kind of feeling that something was just about to like grab him. And this isn't real, just saying, it's a creepypasta. That doesn't mean this is real. But it's just like the woman just wanted to like grab the man and like kill him or something. I'm not exactly sure. But like he explained the woman to have a beautiful face, but her arms were just like stretched out and like had some spiky nails. And he just said the next day he went back to work, because he just thought, okay, maybe I was just like imagining things, because he may have been really tired or something. But the next day he like saw the shadow again, and he was really terrified. And this happened for like a month, and he like chose to ignore it after that, because he didn't feel like seeing any of that stuff. He was just so terrified that he chose to just ignore it. And after that day, he just kept on seeing that woman over and over and over again, until one day he was just so sick and tired of it, he just stared at the woman right into her soul too. And this time, every single time he sees the woman's actually standing there. Like it went out from just a shadow to actually being an actual thing. And the man does that for over a month, until one day this shadow just absolutely disappears. And the man is kind of relieved from it, until he sees the same exact shadow about half a week later, and it's just the same woman, except the face is more deformed and creepier. She has bulging red eyes, And her smile, it's just a creepy wide smile, and she has like thousands of teeth, and a lot of them are ingrown, and she's wearing like a really long, it's almost like a wedding dress, but it's just a really long white dress that's really fluffy. Also, I just finished the body of it and everything, but and he's like, okay, she's wearing a corset and everything, but it's just a really long wedding dress. It doesn't describe the wedding dress, but it's like a wedding dress is all it says. And he's just really creeped out from it. But he says one thing that he noticed, again, was her arms get longer every single time. And he just noticed it because her arms were just curling all over the floor. And he was confused because no other patients or anybody saw this except him. And it was during his work hours, and like patients and like sick people were still there. And he was just confused because nobody seemed to like see it, and nobody was believing him once he came out to people, like telling them, have you seen this monster? How come no one sees this monster? Until one day he meets a woman similar to her with curly hair and just black eyes. He's a little creeped out by it because he's like, okay, this is odd. This is like really weird. But the woman's like, I've seen this woman who looks similar to me. She's got stretched out limbs. I've heard you've seen her too. And he agrees with the woman. And after a while, they fall in love, they get married, and they have kids. And after meeting her, the man never sees the shadow or the creature. But until one day, he has 3 kids, but out of his 3 kids, his son, and he's like in his mid-20s by now, he gets married to a woman who looks just like his mom, curly hair and like pitch black eyes, but like she's got long arms just like the shadow and the creepy smile. And the creepypasta ends there. It's unknown. They said they would do a part 2 by the person, and if you guys want to find it, it's on creepypasta. It's on Reddit. You guys can find it just search up creepypasta, and it was the #1 like result that came up for me. Anyways, now for a second and final creepypasta, it is called The Man in Black, and this one is associated with shadows. It's not exactly about a shadow, but it's associated with it. So let's just start that off. So this man begins like experiencing this weird thing where in his house there's like shadows, and he's looking at them, and there's just a bunch of shadows. And eventually he sees this one shadow who's just a shadow, except the body is like a tuxedo that's just black, like completely black. Like it's a shadow, it's a normal shadow, except it's the shape of a man, and the face and everything is the exact same, except it's like a tuxedo and it's black. And he's like really confused because he's just used to seeing these shadows. He's gotten over it. He's been seeing these for a while, and he's like, I'm probably just like imagining these things. Except this man is just really odd to him for some reason. It's just extremely odd. And eventually he sees the shadow more often than he sees any other shadows. So after a while, he gets really creeped out by it, that he just gets a therapist, and he's like, maybe I just have problems and I'm just seeing things. But the therapist just is like, maybe you should try lucid dreams, maybe that'll help. And he doesn't think that'll help because lucid dreams really, it's just an odd thing to recommend. But he tries out the method, and eventually every single time he lucid dreams, he'll see the man. And the man, he sees a more like detailed version of him with like, it says pulled back hair, like just pulled back hair and like in a ponytail, and it's black too. He's got like pitch black, like a pitch black nose. It's just black for some reason. It's an odd detail, but it's a creature. And his eyes, they're just spiky for some reason. And this man is just really creeped out by it. And he gets so creeped out that he looks online for like these spiritual things to like remove these shadows. He doesn't find anything that helps, but eventually this woman, like there's this like, you know those not storyteller, I forgot the name, but no, fortune tellers who are just like experiencing futures. He doesn't believe them, but he goes to one and he asks about it, and the woman recommends like, kind of like I can't explain it exactly, but it's kind of like a spirit thing where you summon something, see if there's something wrong. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna try it out. He like tries out, like he burns a few candles and everything. He goes on Google, he studies the history of his house, and he finds out that a man wearing a black tuxedo burnt his nose before he died. And it's odd because it just burnt up so badly. But he found out that his house, his nose went on fire. Then his entire body went up on fire, and so did the house. And he was like so terrified because he was like, I'm seeing a ghost. Oh my God, ghosts are real. So this man goes up and he's just like, he's communicating with ghosts, like, I get you and everything, but you gotta stop. You gotta stop. And this, after that, the creature completely disappears until one of his final hours. He sees this creature before taking his last breath. He just sees the creature with a creepy, unsettling smile, and after that second, he just dies. And that's the end of that creepypasta. Like so that's like the end of this video. This is the drawing. I'm sorry, I was like talking and I can't talk and draw at the same time. I'm gonna shade it in, and if I can shade it in, I might like show a picture in the future, any future videos. But that is the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys have any suggestions, you guys can like tell me or anything. Like if the comments are available, you guys can tell me if you have any suggestions, and I'll check like my top search, like what my viewers like to watch and everything. And I will see if I can find any creepypastas or anything creepy about those subjects. But overall, that's the end of today's video. I hope you guys have a great day or night, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!